Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to episode 132 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe, the Panther, the Third, and introducing from the top of Metal Mountain all the way down to all 50 states and the globe, it's that happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
And you forgot one more thing. I'm rocking every single state.
Oh,
And
rocking.
Rocking every single state and rocking the globe.
What did I say? I forgot I thought I said the globe and the.
All right, it's all right. But anyway, what's going on,
Have been
Ringside?
introduced the guests. Oh, do your whole your ringside.
What's going on, Ringside crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? How's it going?
I'm good, but I don't see anybody in the chat. It's like weird. Hello, everybody. So, Geek, before we go live, we have a little bit of breaking news. Drum roll, please. We are starting a brand new podcast, a sideshow. Me and Geek and Spiffy are doing something. Geek, drum roll, please. The logo. Introducing the Popcorny Podcast with me, Ghostbuster Joe, the Metal Geek, and Spiffy. As we, Geek, let's talk about it really quick before we introduce our guest.
All right, you want to talk about it real quick, Joe?
Yeah, we will be talking about movies that are coming to the theaters. And the first episode, of course, is our fun love, my favorite. Yes, Baby Slimer, I know we're talking about your favorite topic. We are going to be talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. And that's the very first episode because the movie's been the most talked about thing since it was postponed because of the pandemic.
And and for the following month, we're probably going to do a poll. So keep that posted, guys. Which you get to choose which movie we talk about next.
Yeah.
So we haven't decided. We got some big movies in December.
Spider-Man, The Matrix. All right, Geek. Let's.
We got the Kingsman. You forgot the Kingsman.
Kingsman. Let's talk about this after the show. But let's introduce the guest so we don't keep her in the waiting room because we got to get this lady here. Dude, you hear those horns? Geek, you hear those horns?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's give that war. Dudes at ringside, welcome to Scarlet Rose, the Queen of Hearts.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
Good.
Pretty good. Welcome. So, if our fans aren't familiar with you, introduce yourself.
I am the Queen of Hearts, Scarlet Rose. I have been wrestling for practicing about a year and been doing shows for the last 2 to 3 months. My home promotion is Pro Wrestling Unplugged, and I'm a kayfabe college graduate.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. So, okay, you go now.
What was your first match like in front of a crowd? You'd say.
First match.
And who was your opponent?
It was September 10th, and it was a 6-man tag team match. So I was with Ray Genesis and trying to remember. Oh yeah, we had the Micromania. So we had Dylan, the Heartbreak Kid, and we had on our opposite side, we had Liam Price and 25 Cent, which is like one of the Micromania wrestlers, and what's the other guy's name? The Songbird of Wrestling. So it was a lot going on there.
Different awesome. Types of characters going on in that match.
Yeah, we had one person singing, the other one just trying to, look hard, and then we had 25 Cent come out, which made the crowd go absolutely crazy, honestly.
Who won?
The Dylan Michaels, our side, yeah. We won.
Your team won, right?
Yeah.
Always good to get the win. And
In your
normally
first match.
wrestlers sometimes promotions are like, yeah, you're gonna lose your very first match, but I want to win. No, that's not how it goes here.
It's
Like,
like you have to earn your stripes, basically, is what
yeah,
it has to work, you know? The
Yeah.
vets always get the win, usually.
Yeah, I think most people were pretty new, so we we were the opening match, so it was supposed to be like a big pop, like, oh, like good guys won.
yeah. That's always good to get the win. Like, but like sometimes, as I said, it's hard. So, um, gee, so what would you say your like wrestling style would be?
Wrestling style. I incorporate like some of my mixed martial arts that I've done before. I do kind of like I do a couple big moves. My finisher is a ripcord knee. Do you know what that is? You like spin them around and you like knee him in the face.
Oh, kind of
like
like
like shit. What's that move called? The one that Kenny Omega does, like the V trigger.
Maybe, yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. I know it as a ripcord knee. So you like boom and then you like knee them. So that's my finisher. I incorporate some of my like wrestling, my high school wrestling, and like jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, kind of like how I move around. And when I was doing that, I kind of incorporate that into here.
mm.
Jiu-jitsu
So.
is great.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Got
Good,
anything?
Joe. Yeah, I'm good.
Well,
I'm
like
good.
you said you were trained in like high school wrestling. Let's go into that. Let's talk about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been doing that since I was 7, so I've done it for a very long time. I've won, I think, 7 state championships.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's very impressive. Damn.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I won CIF and CF finals in high school. Um, I'm typically a freestyle wrestler, which technically isn't like high school. That's what I trained most of my time until I went into middle school. Then I started doing folk style, which is the style of wrestling that you do in high school. So,
Oh wow.
At Dudes at Ringside, we're known as the home of champions. So 7 championships. There you go. Right
yes,
there.
yes.
Just proves it right there.
This
So
this ad you gotta now we have to add a shelf in the middle of all our titles, like put the belts above it, and I'm gonna have to ask my dad to go to Home Depot because I gotta get a shelf for all those 7 championship trophies that I need.
Yeah, 5 of them are bear trophies and 2 of them are actually like belts.
Like belts, like
Like,
belts, like that
like
kind of
belt
belt.
belt.
yeah, yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah.
a bear, like an actual bear, like a bear.
Yeah, it looks like the head of a bear. It's because California state bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have in my hat collection on my wall. My sister went to California, and she knows I love hats, and she's like, "Hey, something to know you really wear." I'm like, okay, I'm thinking like keychain because I have like keys, and I like the keychains, and I'm like, last time she went to Vegas, and she got me a chip, and the chip went bye bye because I moved the wrong way, and the keychain just went. Don't even know where that went. And I got the hat, and I wore it. My boss is like, "You're not from California," and I'm like, "I know, Junior, I'm not from California."
Joe, almost forgot to ask your most important question.
Oh, who trained you?
Who trained me? Billy Blade and Ray Genesis.
Ray Genesis.
Yes. So I see both of them. They're both in there. So yeah.
We got into such a fun conversation, and Baby Slimer's staring at me with a happy smile on. I don't know what to do. Like, we have an awesome Queen of Hearts on the screen. Baby Slimer staring at me with the big doe eyes now. We're gonna be talk about his movie in a few weeks. Yeah, all this fun stuff going on right now.
Yeah. Haven't seen that movie yet though.
Oh, you have to. It is such a good movie. Geek, right?
Yeah, it's freaking awesome, by the way. So
All I'm saying is the cinematography, good soup. That's all I'm gonna say.
and the music was very what's it called? Nostalgia, right?
A lot of nostalgia
Nostalgia.
with the music.
The music, yeah, because it kind of reminds me of the first Ghostbusters movie from
Yeah.
with all the music.
It's a love letter to the fans.
Exactly. It's like what I told Joe. I think when when it was when Spider-Man, like, Sony's trying. Okay, I'm gonna bash
They're
Sony now.
apologizing to the fans. That's what they're doing. They're like, here we go. Like, this is funny but bad at the same time. It's like, please, baby, baby, please don't leave me. Like it's holding on the leg. Like, don't leave me, baby. I love you. Get off my leg. No, I love you. It's like
He's
me.
like, see, we can make a good Spider-Man movie. See that? Look, we made a good Ghostbusters movie. See,
It's
right?
like me
Don't
with
we?
every girl that I like. No, get off my leg. No, no, I'm a nice guy, I promise. Come back. No, get off my leg, Joe. No. Just kidding. I'm not like that.
Yeah. So it's
Hello. Hi, Brandon. Welcome.
What's going on, Brandon?
As one of our friends. So, is there anywhere else in the country you would like to wrestle, or the country, or the any in the world?
I think Japan would be really cool. They have like a quite different kind of like atmosphere in the rink. So I think that would be kind of cool. They're kind of more like high energy. I feel like they're like more like forceful, I guess, like more punching, more like it looks more brutal.
Yeah.
Honestly, watching it, I've seen some videos. I'm like, oh my god, it looks like they're really going in for it.
Yeah.
Who's, who's somebody from Japan you would love to face? You think?
I don't have anyone in particular. I think it'd just be cool to go there and possibly train and do maybe a match. I think that'd be a really cool experience to be able to go through.
That's cool. Is there anybody on the independent scene that you've been like watching on YouTube or like on Instagram? And you're like, I'll put you on my list.
Yeah, kind of. Couple. I've seen like Jordan Blue and Mighty Myra and those kind of people where I see them like, constantly doing matches. And I think they're more like north, but sometimes they come down here for south. I'm like, I want to wrestle you. I want to beat you.
You ever catch yourself when you're like looking at Jordan Blue and Messenger, like, I want to wrestle you? Like,
Be like, I'm gonna take that belt from you.
you just won
I'm
it.
coming for it.
Was it like, didn't she win it like a few months ago? Like last month, I think she won the
I think
title.
so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny, most promotions, they take like a promotional picture of the wrestler with the belt. Only way I saw that her win the title is that they had her, she was posting pictures that fans
Yeah.
took with her. I'm like, East Pay, man, every promotion that we've ever seen takes that picture with the champion after the win. Well, like Shorty from the UK, from a promotion that's from England, that is another one that you should put on your list if you ever want to go to England. Coventry Pro Wrestling. Immediately after Shorty won the title, she messaged me her promotional picture of her with the title, like this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, East Bay. This girl has a real promotional picture, not a backstage picture of selfie of her with the belt. It's an actual promotional, different versions of it. Her like this, then the belt backwards, and she's looking about. What is with that picture? Why is the belt backwards?
I don't know.
Like,
What's your opinion on intergender wrestling?
Intergender, I don't mind it. I wrestled boys like in wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all the time. So it wouldn't be any different than what I've dealt with. I think there's definitely more male wrestlers than females, so it's a little bit easier to get matches if you're more open, I think, to wrestling both females and males because my first match was only against males.
mm,
Only against males. I was the only female in the ring.
I've always said this. There will be no, like, for the future. I think there will be only one title. Like, there'll be like no men's title and there'll be no women's title. It'll be just the title. of
The
that
title.
promotion, the title of that
It
promotion,
won't be called
because
the Title Geek. They'll give it a
but
name.
but but I'm saying, like, you
Just
know what I
the
mean.
only title. There won't be
The
a
There,
title.
there,
different
there-
male or female.
exactly, because the thing
It,
is,
it'll be the
because
title. the
The
because
title. The one and the only.
the one and only title. But anyway,
man, the
I
guy
think
had to create that on the belt. God damn
the
it!
title.
Every video and
No,
picture that they had, the title.
but I'm just trying to say is, like, then you can determine who is really the best. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not just the females, not the
So not
males.
just the
Like,
males. It's like, I mean, you could have your men's class and you could have your women's class, but then you could have your intergender belt, which you could determine who really is the best.
I think some independent does that. Like they have an intergender like belt. I've seen a couple of those. I'm not sure from where. I don't think it was anywhere in California, but I've seen it.
I would like to see more of that on the independent scene. I like to see more, like, intergender matches, because I think, like, it'd be fun to watch.
It definitely is because we have like because females are good at certain moves and males are certain good at other moves. You know, more powerlifting moves, and so we're more flexible, so we can like incorporate that. So you see like a little bit more male wrestling, a little bit more female wrestling, like all mixed together.
And there's some females that could actually beat men.
Yeah,
I'm being serious. Joe knows what I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about too.
there's a women's wrestler in the New York area. You should definitely look her up because you'll be like, oh my god. I think I'm changing my name in the ring. I'm scared. Her name is Karen Bam Bam, and she's the queen. Just the
She's the
queen.
queen. Don't tell her that. She thinks she's the queen, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll hear your name and she'll look down and be like, "Baby girl, you call yourself the Queen of Hearts? I don't know." Like, and she hit. Geek could tell you what do all the female wrestlers say
What?
every time she hits really hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
You say that you've been hit really hard. She's big too, so she's like she has to be like 5'9" or something like that. She's big. She's big and she hits like a truck. Like, and she does the cannonball roll too. Like you're in the corner like
She's
this.
very athletic, very athletic. So
She's like Vader. You know who Vader is?
like in wrestling?
yeah,
Yeah, Vader.
No, no.
Well, she's like Vader. Like Vader used to be able to flip around and jump around, do all these moves. She does stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, and she also refused to high five our mod and told her mod she it was so funny, but I wasn't there. I heard about it. That's what she told our mod at the
too
wrestling
awful
show. Too old for love.
love.
Yeah.
So, what would you consider yourself, a heel or a face?
I'm like in between. Like, I wrestle kind of both. I want to be a face more, but considering I wrestle like right now, I'm wrestling someone so tiny. She's 4'8", and
Oh,
I'm 5'5".
geez.
It's kind of hard for me to be a face.
Is that Miss Gemini?
Yeah.
Like, see, I'm the worst kind of Spanish guy. Can't I'm half Spanish, so it's like I'm half
Joe,
Swedish.
you're a disgrace, man.
Yes, I am. I'm bad. She'd be like, Joe, can't you even speak Spanish?
I think it's La Chaparilla, something
Yeah,
like that.
la chaparrita. You have to roll it. La chaparrita.
Yeah.
I ate Italian food today. My Italian side is like, no, no, no. You had Italian food. You're not allowed to talk like that anymore, Joe. No, no. We need back our spaghetti. No, I want it. You didn't eat Spanish food. You ate that yesterday. So here we go. Have you ever created yourself in a wrestling game?
No.
Oh,
I don't play video games.
oh,
Yeah. I never grew up on video games, so I never really got into them. I had like
okay.
a Wii for like a short period of time, but I like never played it.
Our mod is freaking out. Do you have any pets?
Me? Yes,
Yes.
a lot.
What kind of pets you got?
I have 2 dogs, 4 cats, a chinchilla, and a bearded dragon.
Is that what
Bearded
we hear in the background? Because I hear.
My dogs.
Oh, what kind of dog?
Yeah, it's a basset hound and a lab kelpie mix.
Oh, we love dogs
Yeah.
here on the podcast. Like,
Bearded dragon sounds cool though.
Yeah, they're pretty funny animals.
are they big? Is it really big?
No, it's like
No, I know. I think no. Never mind. I'm thinking of Komodo dragon. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I've seen bearded dragons. I'm thinking that's the one that I'm thinking
it's
of the
the
same
one
thing.
that like, pushes its beard out.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the other one. The one that
You're thinking of Komodo. You're thinking of
we
Komodo
have
dragon.
one in a plastic one in the garden that I had since I was since I was in high school. This big lizard that I've had in my bedroom. My mom's like, you don't need this lizard in your room anymore. We're gonna put it in the garden. It'll probably disintegrate. Probably. I'm like, no. This lizard, it looks like a real lizard. It scared my mom one day. She forgot she stuck it in there. She's like, ah! Oh my god, it's not real. I was like, Mom, you're the one that stuck it in there. God, parents. Geek, what do you got?
Do you have any? Do you have a favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? I do like. I have a lot of TV shows. I'm trying to think of. The one with Cartman and all them.
Oh, South Park.
South
I like South Park. Yeah, I like South Park and what is that one called? Supernatural. That one's a lot of fun. There was a lot of seasons, so I got really busy. I
South
watched.
Park.
Huh?
South Park's in a lot of seasons too. So.
Yeah,
Too many sometimes.
I know, so many. But I like their newer ones because I think they're more relatable for me.
I think the newer ones, they get better with age.
Yeah.
If you agree with me, Joe, do you or?
Yeah. Like, it's funny. I actually have, when I moved to Pennsylvania, I'm like, I need to go to the Walmart and buy something. And I go in there and walk. I don't want them to think any funny thoughts. So I went in and I'm like, I'm going to buy South Park. So I buy it and I'm watching it. And then Cartman starts going on Cartman starts going cursing, his bad mouth. It censors it. I'm like, what?
Oh no.
I'm like, what the hell? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I bought it at Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart censors everything. I remember
Walmart censors their DVDs. I don't know if they still do, but they were censoring their DVDs for a long time. I don't know if they still do.
Sorry. I remember Sam Goody used to do that too.
You watch any of the other ones like American Dad or Family Guy or any of those guys?
I've watched a couple episodes, but it's not like something I sit down and watch all the time. I like the 70s show. That one's.
You know what's funny? There was rumors that they're bringing that back and make it that 80s show.
The 80s show, yeah.
No, 90s.
We made a 90s one that failed miserably.
No, they're bringing it back apparently.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. Did they cancel it or are they still gonna do it?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it in a couple weeks, but
they'll come up again. They'll pop up again.
Yeah, when it gets probably closer, when they start like actually start producing it and promoting it.
Yeah, because it's funny because TV shows are filmed so quick now that you're like, what? They're doing another Wonder Years, huh? like, okay. Geek. What's next?
You can ask us stuff if you want to.
Hey, you can ask us questions too.
So,
what's your guys' favorite TV show?
You first, Geek.
I love Westworld and I love Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, yeah. I'm waiting for the new season. Rick and Morty Ghostbusters.
Yes, my friend sells pins, and he had that one pin left, and he was like, "I know you're gonna want this, Joe." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, this. And I was like, cool, I'm glad there was a cap on it because you would have stabbed me right in the hand. And he was like, only you, Joe, would think that. I'm like, yeah, I would. It's a sharp object, could stick through skin. And I'm also, this is when I worked at Walmart, and I was just like, I could have said that you were trying to stab me. And he's like, only you, Joe. My favorite show of all time, or just in general right now? Which one do you mean?
Maybe just in general.
I like American Dad.
American Dad.
Yeah, because you don't catch it on Fox anymore. Now it's on TBS.
I got Joe into Rick and Morty.
Yeah, actually, my sister would be standing behind you doing this. Because my sister's like, Randy, do you want to watch Rick and Morty? And I was like, all right, we'll watch. I forgot what episode we stopped on.
But I remember I told you about it, and then he's like, yeah, I see these guys at Comic-Con walk around with that look like Rick, and I'm like, whatever.
It was funny because I was dressed like a Ghostbuster, and all these Ricks were like my friend was totally not dressed like anything, and all that because I had my proton pack on, the goggles on the hat, and everything, and the Ricks were interacting with me because science. I'm wearing a proton pack, and they're like, he's like, Ghostbusters. I can make that better. I'm a better scientist than Egon Spengler. I'm such a dork, but I'm way better than him. And I'm just like, nobody's better than Egon Spengler. Come on, Rick. You'd be drunk. You'd shoot yourself in the leg. And he's like, how dare you? Don't even know who you are, man. Ghostbuster. What is red tag is? What is that on the tag? I'm like, that's my last name. It's Retiquez. Retiquez? Is that Mexican? And I'm like, just gonna walk away now. My last name. Yeah. Let's see. Do you collect
Favorite.
anything? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I do collect a lot of things. I collect a lot of vintage things, like
Oh,
like vintage cards or vintage makeup palettes. They're like very gorgeous. Like they're like usually gold color with a lot of like fine details, and I really like looking back to the past. I think it's really cool to see like how everything was made back then. And then I collect like Betty Boop stuff. So
oh wow.
yeah.
You definitely need to take a trip to Universal Studios or Hollywood or Orlando because they have a Betty Boop store in the park.
Hollywood got rid of theirs.
Really?
I know. I went there and actually have like a pillow from there, and then I went back there a couple years ago. It was probably last year, and it was gone. The tunes were gone because it was like a tune shop that had a bunch of Betty Boop and other tune characters, and all gone. They wiped it and they put something else.
Oh, because
I know.
the one in Orlando, they still have it. I'm gonna have to ask the girl I know that works in the one in Hollywood if they're gonna bring it back. Because I know a girl that works as like her boyfriend works with the characters.
Mhm.
I don't want to break kayfabe and talk about what he does, but he does work with the characters, and also she works for Halloween Horror Night during the Halloween season as one of the scare characters.
Mhm.
And she's told me some funny stories how like she scared some guy so bad he jumped out of his skin, but she's like she got him when he was looking at his phone. So he was like she just came up and she was like her face, she said her face was like right not close to his phone, but like to a certain distance that she was looking at his phone and all he saw was her eyes practically popping up above his phone, and she didn't even say anything, she just did this. And he just went. He said his eyes were looking at the phone and looked up slowly, and all he saw is her eyes, or the white, the because she had contacts, and the white in her eyes, just like this. And he was like, ah! And he just
That's fun.
like started. I was dying. That's one of my favorite seasons. Like I went 2 years ago with my sister. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna go again. And then the pandemic happened. I never went to Halloween Horror Night again. I'm like, gonna go again. Like,
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming shows you want to promote, or?
Yeah, I have one December 3rd in Santa Maria, California, at the Veterans Hall. And I'm not sure where the other one is. It's December 4th. It's down near San Diego for Micromania. So if you go to Micromania, you can find it.
If you want to show some of your merch, you could show us some of your merch right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the card you were showing us, that was the card sticker was actually pretty
Yeah,
cool.
card sticker. That's what it looks like. They're like vinyl stickers. They look like a playing card. Thought they were super cool. Got it designed by someone I know.
Yeah.
That and where can they find if somebody wants a sticker, where could they find you?
They can direct message me on Instagram at down below, and I can send them off that way.
Awesome. Do you have any T-shirts yet or no?
I do. I just don't know if I have any right here. I don't have them right here, but I do have them. I do have them. They have like a crown on the corner and then the hearts on the sleeves, and it says my name on the back, the Queen of Hearts.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really cool. I make them myself, so.
That's cool. Like an iron-on, I guess. Like you.
Yeah. I have like a Cricut, and I design them on the computer and get it cut out and iron them.
We gotta get one of those, Geek, because my mom, she made our shirts, like the prototype ones that she just gives to me and Geek, like.
Yeah.
My mom, she has the artsy style like you do, and she does it like it has the logo, and then she'll put the black.
Oh yeah, those are super cool. The silk screening.
Yep, she loves doing that. A lot of doesn't love doing it, but she does it for me and Metal Geek just to get us out there, and when we go to shows, we have shirts to wear and stuff like that. The fun part of promoting yourself. Am I right?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get one of those. They're just expensive.
The way you do it with the thing you have, it sounds like it's so much easier than doing it on a silk screen, because like I can't even tell you how many times my mom has practiced on other things, and I'm like, oh, she's like, oh my god, I messed up, damn it. Like,
yeah, it is a little bit, but it has a different texture. It kind of like sits on top of the shirt instead of like in the shirt. I feel silk screening kind of like bonds the lettering to it. It does have a more chance of like breaking from my experience, because I've gotten a lot of wrestling jackets that were like silk screened like right there with all the wrestling names, but I've noticed that it's like cracked where you can't like read it anymore. You can't really like, it looks kind of like bad, but I like the Cricut, the vinyl. The vinyl lasts very long.
Yeah.
If it adheres correctly. It took me a lot of time because I didn't put enough heat or enough pressure. So there's always a learning curve to everything.
It always happens at one time you get distracted because somebody said, hey, blah, 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 I need, what do we have for dinner? And you're like, oh my God, I'm doing a shirt. No.
Yeah.
What did you want for dinner? Huh? I want a lasagna, and I want, oh God, I'm doing a shirt. No, I didn't put enough pressure on the crown.
Yeah. And then I also like sew like luchador masks.
Oh wow. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I made all my gear too.
Yeah, your gear that you were wearing in the pictures there, that's cool gear.
Yeah. It was a lot of time, a lot of individually cutting and gluing and then cutting it again and then pasting.
How long does it take to make gear?
It took me about a week and a half to make my pants and probably like 4 or 5 days to make my shirt. But I was still like learning. I'm a lot faster at sewing now, so probably less. I could probably do a full set of gear in about 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
I love your arm things you posted on Instagram. The one that you had on your arm, the heart thing, that was cool.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna probably change the design because someone pulled on my cuff and like snapped one of the eyelets. So I'm thinking about doing like snaps on the inside.
Mhm.
So like it's a little bit easier to get on. I don't have if it does, if someone pulls on it, it'll just snap off instead of like tearing.
Mm.
What
Yeah.
what would you say your dream gear is like? I mean like that you've seen so far.
Um,
Like who has the best gear? You'd say.
um,
And you see, they said, "Damn, I should have used something like that."
I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people have like really tight stuff. I wear bell bottoms because like I love the '70s. I love that look. So I wear bell bottoms. So I designed everything like how I wanted to. So I love my gear honestly because everything fits me and my style. Um, so I think my gear. I like my gear the best.
Yeah.
If it's fit for my style. Yeah, so I think it's my gear.
Yeah.
I'm always changing and altering and, changing my gear to be more comfortable. I learn from what I did in the past and how it felt in the ring because, putting it on not in the ring is completely different than going and wrestling in it. It's completely different feel because then you see where it like rides or where, it's uncomfortable for you.
Yeah. Do you have any stories from the ring?
Stories.
Yeah. That from the road?
From the road. My last show, my car started to have a coolant problem. I was low on coolant, so I was like rushing. I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know what exactly went on. My coolant light went on. I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. Oh, like, I'm not going to make it in time. Or I was afraid that I was going to make it at all. Because I didn't know if it was like an actual coolant issue. It wasn't just low. So I had to like find the like nearest Volkswagen, like pull in there. And I'm like, okay, I need someone to help me diagnose this. So like my car doesn't explode because that's gonna be all bad. Or overheat. Overheating is all bad too. That's what I was also worried about. I was like watching the temperature gauge and that kind of stuff. So that was one most hectic time, just traveling. And I think that's like the worst part about wrestling is having to drive and travel. Like it takes so much time, like more than the time you're actually going to be in the ring.
Yeah. That
You're like in the ring for like 5-10 minutes and you traveled like 2-3 hours.
sometimes people travel 6, 8 hours, and
Yeah,
I'm like, geez,
I
you got,
know.
and I'm like, that's a lot of traveling just for like a 20-minute match or a 10-minute match. Jeez. But I think the preparation is a lot too. So for the
Yeah.
match,
Yeah,
that
all the training, all the everything.
what did your parents think when you told them you want to become a wrestler?
They were pretty supportive because I did all the mixed martial arts and everything I did. My dad was actually the one that showed me the flyer for the local wrestling organization I'm with now, the Kayfabe College. So he's the one that kind of like, hey, look at this. I was like, maybe. And sat on it for about a month, and I was like, what do I have to lose? Like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, then keep doing
Yeah, you don't hear about that too often. That where parents are very supportive. They're like most parents when you like they tell them they want to become a wrestler. They're like, I don't know if that's a good idea. You could get hurt really, really bad or something like that. So it's great to hear that your parents are very supportive.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's super cool because we've had quite a few wrestlers come on the podcast and they're like, my parents were like, "Do you really want to do this with your life?" Like, I'm like, that's your baby. That's like someone that you watch grow up, and now they want to do something they watched on TV for a living,
Yeah.
and you think they'll be like, "I'm cool. I'll just go with you and watch you wrestle." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
My
like,
parents were always supportive. I've always done sports where I can get injured. And
yeah,
I have. And I have
and
a
martial
torn
arts.
rotator cuff and a torn meniscus.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So yeah, I've gotten injured. I've gotten injured for sure. So
Mm.
it's always a risk, but knowing how to be safe, knowing how to control what you're doing. Don't do anything you're uncomfortable with. Prevents a lot of injuries. You know, if you're not comfortable, you're not sure, then don't do it. Like that's my golden rule. Like if I'm not confident in myself that I can do this, I probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. That's another question. What's the best advice you could give to fans that want to become wrestlers today?
Today, I would say definitely be like consistent because I see a lot of wrestlers that aren't here consistently, which you can't really get better. My dogs.
Here comes the dogs.
Yeah. Being consistent and being dedicated and putting the time in the ring, outside the ring, and always be safe. Safe is the most important part, you know, like learning new moves, doing new moves, always being safe about it, you know, like if you don't feel like it's going to be safe, or you don't feel like you don't feel confident in yourself that you can pull this off. Like you might be nervous because it's your first time ever doing it. Like, you know, head scissors, I was very nervous doing it because I've never done it before, but I know my physical ability and I was like, I think I can do this. Or getting on the top rope, I was like, you know, I can do this, you know, like, yeah, like, so I think that's the most important thing is being consistent and always being safe. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable with because you're not comfortable, you're gonna second guess yourself. You're gonna slip. I've seen people slip. Like they went on the top rope, something happened. They were like second guessed it, slipped, face into the mat. We had our crash mat, thankfully, but it was like scorpion themselves. I'm like,
Jeez.
oh my god! Like they question themselves. So don't do anything unless you're confident that you're ready.
I know you probably have seen that during training. Somebody does like to try to do like a flip off the top rope. They have to do that jump and that flip thing behind the person, and then instead of landing, flipping on their back,
Kind of like Lucha Libre, kind of.
What's that?
Kind of like Lucha Libre, like a Lucha Libre type of chain lock, wrist locking. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll try to flip off the top rope, do the flip thing, and instead of flipping, they scorpion.
Yeah. I've been working on some stuff off of the top rope, but you know, like I wait till I'm comfortable, and then you know I have a couple people there, you know, there to protect myself. I won't do it if there's only one person there, because you know one other person, because they won't be able to like catch me if something goes wrong. So always having a couple people there is also good, because if you want to do high risky moves, having a couple people there to like be able to be like, I got you if you fall.
I noticed you wrestle a lot of like luchadors, the smaller wrestlers. Is that like something you like to do, or is that something they just toss you in the matches with?
It's just something that happens. It's just something that happens. I train up in Los Baños a couple times doing like they do more lucha wrestling. So I've been up there in training, so I know how to base for it, which is good because I've been told I'm a very good base for people being on the top rope. So I was like, took that badge with pride. So it's definitely good, like having a background in a lot of different styles. So when you come across different wrestlers, you can base them for their moves, so they're safe as well.
You should definitely look up Charisma when you get a chance. You would fall in love with her. She would be your favorite person. That like if you ever met Charisma, you'd be like, wow, Joe and Geek are right. She's a sweetheart. Like she's one of these wrestlers that she just has to do this, and you're like, aw, she's like Gemini, like one of those. Oh my god, look at her, like that kind of person. She's a lucha queen. Like she has her outfit screams luchador, bright pink and blue with the spikes on her armbands. She looks like a superhero.
Like a Power Ranger.
She looks like a Power Ranger. I wouldn't tell that to her face. No.
She'll beat you, Joe.
I'm like, Geek said it. Remember, I'm a face.
Did I say, Joe? Did I say? I can always edit that part out.
I didn't say anything bad this time. I said I didn't do anything. I'm a face. That's all I said. Silly geek. Silly geek.
But we want to thank you so much for coming on our podcast, by the way. Thank you so
Of
much.
course. I'm glad for the exposure and the promotion, and
You are awesome. So
thank you. It was great to talk to you guys too.
No
It's a lot of
problem.
fun.
do you have anything else, Joe, or before we
Nothing
wrap it
else.
up?
You already said. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Please tell your friends. Please tell your friends about us because we love interviewing everybody, men, women. But lately, we've been getting a lot of women because they answer their messages. They answer the
We're like, we need exposure. We need exposure. We need to do. as
I tell
many-
that to Geek. The women look at their DMs more than the guys because they get a lot of random asks to come on podcast on promotions. Like you're probably like, dudes at ringside. What's this? Because a
yeah.
lot of people they look at the message, I see it, but they don't answer.
Yeah.
Geek's idea is they're researching.
Yeah, I definitely like. I clicked on your profile and started looking through your profile before answering you.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? What is this? Like scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually have the link there too. Like most people don't even think. I'm like, we tell them we have Twitch, Facebook Live, Twitter, Instagram, and
YouTube,
Spotify and all these places, and they're like, where can I find you?
everywhere.
There's a link. And one person said to me, I'm not gonna say the name, they're like, I don't trust that link. I'm just like,
Okay.
okay. Look it up on Google. Google it then.
Google our name and you'll find us. That's all. Dudes at ringside. So
My mom did believe me and she looked it up. She was like, we are everywhere. You're like the credit card. Don't ever say that again. All right. Please tell your friends about us and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Bye.
Later.
See ya.
That was a fun interview, Joe.
That was
right?
so much fun.
So,
Well, Geek,
all right, you want to talk about what's to come, or
oh yeah, with the show, yes.
yeah, so
So we're gonna have the Popcorny podcast. We'll be talking about the first episode, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and other movies to come after that, and go on other with episodes. And it's a new adventure. Me, Metal Geek, and ever so spiffy. So tune in very soon for the Popcorny podcast.
it's pretty damn soon, right? There you
There
go.
we go.
There's the poster right there. So
Joe Alphabet coming through like Jordan in the 90s with his logos.
those logos are awesome, by the way.
I had to ask him to make me as a Ghostbuster because that's pretty much me on the show. I'm the biased one. I'm glad he didn't put the no ghost on the shoulder because that would have been copyright strike.
All right, so you guys go donate to us at http://dudes at ringside. http://dudes at ringside. We'll be back tomorrow, but we will not be on our pod here. We will actually be on According to Woods' podcast. So if you guys want to watch us, you can watch us on According to Woods' podcast. We will see you tomorrow on his podcast. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.